Nino.
Hey, I gotta fly out soon, but I've
Oh,
heard back to
Michael.
back. Yeah, what's going on?
So I saw the email about the Bailey shit. That's huge.
Yeah, I agree.
I am very curious to hear because the thing is that piece of legislation was the only thing affirming Angel's stance on the lack of PD ability to use discretion.
Yeah.
So it being gone brings that back to the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it does the opposite. I don't know which of the two.
Yeah,
But it also, you know what it actually affirms? Is that everything was a fucking lie.
Well, I was gonna say it affirms some level of discontent at the DOJ level between justices.
Oh,
so,
100%.
right.
Well, I can tell you this, is that after our conversation with Bailey, he was going to be gone for a minute.
Right.
And that happened in between. So that was like a unilateral decision.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the conversation's in the right space. I mean, that gives me some hope for there being balance. And that's what's needed in the DOJ right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I don't even necessarily... I just want to see opinions put forward instead of, like, what has so far been a one hyper cop sympathizes fucking brainchild.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. And on that note, well, actually, this segues perfectly. I received a call this morning.
Yeah.
One from a gang member, two from a civilian. The civilian overhears someone named Olive talking to a marshal in City Hall. The gang member, I don't know what his source of evidence was, but they both tell me that the marshals are either directly or indirectly going undercover in the South Side raid.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, these guys are so cooked.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you that these people literally want Los Santos to turn into Sanguine.
Yeah.
Like they want to use tanks. Like that is why.
Yeah. So the
hey, how you doing? Could I get a full fix up on this?
Hey,
that
just
is
pop the hood for me real quick.
That is what the fuck? Like talk about instigating.
Well, exactly. So the civilian that overheard the conversation, it was between someone named Olive and another marshal.
Yeah.
The gang member, his response to this was apparently, the marshals
oh my god, this got juicy.
And at this point, what the fuck is the point in me waking up? So this is, I want to say this is becoming increasingly...
Say that last bit.
The gang member is saying, "What the fuck is the point in me waking up?"
Just give me a 2 glass.
So, oh my god, I was literally just thinking about that topic just now.
Yeah, well, I told the civilian, he's a lumberjack of mine, right? We work together often.
The civilian said that?
No. The gang member said that. Yeah. I'm flipping to the other person. So when I was talking to the civilian, I said, "Listen, this is becoming increasingly difficult for me to discuss because I've run out of words to try and explain what
Brother, you are literally saying what I was thinking this morning and why I don't know what to do other than like be, it's the last 3 days have been that difficult because I genuinely think, look, I'm going to just say it. I think people are doing it. Everything's bad faith. Because,
I agree.
Because there's no way that this message isn't obvious, right?
Yeah.
Like, how can you it's like knowing what's being said between the lines, but intentionally misconstruing it for self benefit.
Yeah. I mean,
it's so frustrating. It's like, I don't know what to say.
I said basically exactly what you just said to Tweety last night. We were talking about it down there because she's getting frustrated with it, right?
Tweety?
Yeah, well, I mean, like...
Oh, no. She's like... Oh, my God.
Tweety, VDM, they're all kind of like right on the edge or even sometimes in the eye of the storm based on where their location is.
Well, yeah,
like,
but
what
Tweety
the fuck
is like
on?
the most civilian.
Well, I know. And she's saying like, what the fuck is the point? The PD do this, the gang members do that, and the civilians just get shit on. No one cares about us. The PD doesn't give a shit about us, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, listen, I get it. And I basically
Oh,
said the
fuck,
exact
man.
same thing
He's
you
gonna make
said.
me
And I'm
doom
like,
spiral.
if the cops don't get it when you explain it that way, how else do you fucking explain it, you know? I don't know, man.
I don't think that we can do anything.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. If other parties are inherently self-serving, I think, brother, that was the problem that I had with yesterday's conversation, because even with Peter's, like, he's I tried to get him to understand, like, it feels like I'm forcing people to have my opinion, where and it's because of how much pressure I'm having to put down. But the pressure is not to change someone's opinion, but to just for a second see the other fucking side of the equation. Because how do you supposed to explain to somebody that this is all these guys have, and if they're waking up and they're getting fucking farmed, and then they go to jail, and then they have no agency left? And so that's how you brew terrorism.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to tell you, right? You know what I mean?
Like the way I summed it up to when I was talking to Tweety,
this is actually okay. Listen, I don't want to touch you, but this is literally like pattern behavior of like third world countries and whatnot. Like, you know what I mean?
For sure, it is. For sure. I said to Tweety when we were talking, we had like a 90-minute talk, no joke, and I said, listen, the city, you know, there's the three groups. There's the criminals, there's the civilians, there's the PD. Yeah. And we're all on a scale. And when the scale's balanced, the city functions like it's supposed to. But the second one side starts weighing down their side of the scale, the whole system gets fucked up. You know what I mean?
I want to put into perspective that we had a 2.5-hour meeting with people that supposedly only know how to shoot.
Right.
And when's the last time we had a meeting like that with anyone from the police side? I want you to put that in perspective, that these are supposedly the worst of the worst opening up to us.
Right.
You know, and if that is seen, and and that was seen negatively.
Yeah, which is,
you know what I mean?
Wild. Yeah,
which is who's actually the bad guy in this story?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's actually the bad guy?
I agree 100%. Right. Like, I mean, if I could dumb it down, Nino, honestly. It's a lot like how, you know, when Abilene and I first started drafting legislation.
Can I just say one more thing? Just one more thing to close on that?
Yeah.
Is that and Daisy understandably didn't have all the time in the world, but they were willing to stand there longer. Like that meeting that I ended with, Daisy ended it. I'm not saying that in a negative way. You know, she had heard what she needed to hear, but they would have been down. I think these guys would have stood there for another hour, 2 hours.
You know
what I mean? If given the opportunity. So I can't help but look at that and be like, this isn't the issue. These guys are not the problem.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, the analogy I was going to make is it's not much different than when Abilene and I were first drafting legislation, and we were trying to plug every loophole there was, right? And it took us a little bit, but we realized that it wasn't in the best interest of balancing the city. You know what I mean? Giving everyone room to operate, to do what they need to do.
I remember, yeah.
Right.
Seba, thank you for 5 months, man.
As we dialed it back, the complaints went down, and now I'm hearing from civilians they love what we're doing. They absolutely love what we're doing. I had a guy stop me and talk to me for 10 minutes at the sanitation yard saying, I love what's coming out of the mayor's office. It seems like they're not playing favorites. I'm like, I love hearing that, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what we're trying to do. And it's no different than that, right? You got to give people room to live their fucking life.
Yeah. And if they can't do that, like, what do you expect? People are going to break.
Exactly.
Michael, that's my trouble right now. I mean, I woke up this morning and I'm genuinely lost. I'm exhausted, not exhausted like I'm exhausted of options.
Yeah.
Because it's how do you can't beat the donkey out of a donkey.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's like showing up to a debate with your mind already
Awesome.
made
I'll
up.
be right back. How much is it? 3,000?
Four.
4,000? All right. I will be
Yeah.
right back.
Yep, no problem.
You can't beat the donkey out of a donkey.
You're
And
not
that's kind of where it's gotten to because, like I said this morning, like I was just getting my day started. I'm like, man, what am I going to do today? I wonder how the And I had a moment where I'm like, wait a minute. I kind of like, because I've been awake quite a bit the last 3 days, right? So I think
Sure.
I haven't had a moment to like self-reflect to the extent I wanted to. And so
Right.
I had that moment of like self-reflection this morning. And I'm kind of like recapping the conversations the last couple days. And that's when it hit me where I was like, where I'm like, wait, hold on a second. People aren't confused. People
Yeah.
just want to do whatever the fuck they individually want to do.
Right.
That there's no confusion what the problem is. It's
Yeah.
that they don't give a shit.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
So, I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know
Yeah,
you
man.
got a dip. Is there anything else you want to bring up? Anything else?
No,
Pop
I mean
off?
that was this undercover shit. It's just like the cherry on top of a.
What are we
shit
gonna do
cake,
about
you know?
that?
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
Awesome.
what do you
Thank
do?
you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, there we go.
So
course.
I
Thank
wanted to
you.
at
You have a
least
good day.
give you that information
Yep, you
before
too. Be
I
safe.
fly out. I'm gonna be back in a couple hours, and I mean,
If you happen upon Bailey, because I know he's around late, I just want to see if you can kind of nudge him on the legislation. I'm not too pressed about SEMA. That can sit there for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
One thing, I spoke to Nick Simone yesterday. I think I forgot to request the helicopter garage. I might be wrong. I got to double look at that. But he's also interested in the helicopter air master shit.
Air Marshal. Yeah.
I also think that he should head up our oil surveying because I
Okay.
know him
Yeah,
from
yeah.
a while, and this guy likes to bring people together, which is
Yeah.
what I think is needed in that sector. You know, someone who can think
Yeah,
beyond
yeah.
like pushing buttons.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, that's good. And I think Cuddles will be happy to hear what we're looking at getting an Air Master because she really wants her business looked at too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Okay, sounds good. I
right.
haven't really gotten any new business applications in a while. I've been putting it in my lemon list. I've been
I
plotting
wouldn't
out,
be
but-
too pressed because I think there's enough like of a blanket set of businesses.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
anything beyond that, we can let people contact us. I mean, we've now approved, I think, anywhere like I don't know, like a lot. So
It's got to be over 30 pretty easily, I would think. It feels like it.
So
yeah.
we've probably hit all the main ones, and everything beyond that is just, you know.
I've been holding off on putting mine forward. I don't know if
Yeah.
I told you about mine, but you know Cloak, right? Like Cleo
Yeah,
Cloak
yeah.
from the materials. So she does Sani. She's got a group of friends that do hunting, and then me and Sebastian Walgren are the last two lumberjacks in town. So we're talking about putting together like a raw materials company where if you want wood materials and pellets all in one
That's
spot,
a
you call in.
great
and
idea.
Yeah. So
I think
we're working
that's
on
actually the
business goals.
future of business right now, because I can tell you, I'm gonna actually rush to the mayor's office so I can leave this thought with you. But as I've been watching like things moving around, the generation of raw material is going down.
Yeah.
I would argue it's because different circles are either hit their max or they've broken up. So it's
Yep.
opened up the room for industry for like-minded individuals from like your cloaks and company from actually
Yeah.
stepping up and being the raw material
Yeah.
individuals.
And
And,
that's-
and then you get to dictate the price. Because
Yeah,
if people
yeah.
aren't doing the work, then the price goes up.
That's right. And listen, I think the best part is we're gonna call it the hub, because it's a materials hub first and foremost.
Yep.
But we want to just bring people together in a centralized spot because
That's
we
a great
realize
idea.
it's not about the money, it's about the community. You know what I mean? It's about having a group of like-minded people to spend your time with.
Mhm.
So anyways, you'll be seeing that soon. I'll leave you there and I'll hit you up when I fly back in.
Okay, easy.
All right, man. You
All
take
right.
care.
You take care. Bye.
Yeah, ciao, ciao.
Do 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 do.